What if I told you that the people who believe any and every single word that's said on The View, that those are good and trustworthy people, right? But if you have ever liked on social media something that Tucker Carlson said, or you ever watched more than about 15 seconds of Fox News by choice and enjoyed it, then you're just intellectually corrupt. You can't be trusted, and you should never, ever, ever be allowed to serve on a jury, especially a jury that is necessary to save our democracy for good. This is the kind of insanity that the women on The View really believe. Sunny Hostin, man, a former federal prosecutor, which honestly is one of the most frightening facts of the modern world, says her biggest concern is that a Trump supporter might sneak onto his jury.
They are never going to find someone that doesn't know about the former twice impeached loser president, right? They're never going to find that. But what I did find also interesting about my Super Bowl is that the legal teams will be checking the jurors' social media profiles to see if they can assess the truthfulness and intention of what they said during voir dire, which is their questioning. And I think that's really, really important, because if you start liking Trump's and you follow Trump stuff on social media, can you be impartial? I don't really think so. And I think what could happen in a case like this is if you have someone, and we were talking about this morning, someone named Clay Travis is sort of telling people to get onto that jury. You get one person that sneaks onto that jury with untoward feelings, that person can hang that jury.
How do you sneak onto a jury? You have to be called.
Well, you lie. You lie. You say,
Yeah, that's
I hate Trump. But I can be impartial, and I this and that, and then all of a sudden, that's the person.
Yeah, well, they're going to find a jury of his peers. How many bloated orange psychos out there?
Yeah.
Just listen, man, to this insanity, man. This is how these people think. She starts off her tirade talking about a twice impeached loser Trump. And she says, and I promise you, she considers herself someone who would be trusted as an impartial juror. She probably believes that she could do it, right? But if you ever liked anything about Donald Trump on social media, or if one of the thousands of people that you might follow is Donald Trump or anyone Trump related, then you cannot be impartial. There's nothing in you that says you can be impartial. And there's nothing about you that says we should trust it, right? She says that if even one person who doesn't expressly hate Donald Trump gets onto his jury, then justice can't be done, right? These people are insane. I can't believe they don't hear the words coming out of their mouths, but they have no idea, right? These people think that they're the good guys. And of course, Joy Behar, she thinks she's funny. She says he can't find a jury of his peers anyway because no one else is bloated and orange. And she thinks she's funny, right? But I believe she says more about the way she thinks than she even was intending, than she realizes. Your peers do not have to look like you, right? That is not what is meant by a fair and impartial jury of your peers. But anyway, to that point, Megyn Kelly said something that I think is pretty noteworthy.
Trying to screen these potential jurors out for bias and, following certain news sources and so on that might evidence that bias. Look at the DA who ran as promising to get Trump. Look at the judge who's had negative Trump commentary in the past, as his own daughter has espoused, criticizing him on social media. It's amazing that you can get bounced as a juror for that crap, but you can still try the case as the judge and you can still prosecute the cases out.
How true is that, though, man? I mean, they jump through all these insane hoops to protect the sanctity of the jury pool, right? When we've got an attorney general that ran on the promise to destroy the man. We've got a DA that has let every other crime go wild, let people beat cops and dismember bodies and just walk right out of jail without any kind of bail. But he's the same guy who's using legal trickery to upgrade an old misdemeanor in this case. And the judge, who clearly hates Donald Trump. Not one of these people could actually be a juror, but they can run the entire show. They can direct and abuse the entire thing. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it, man. And thankfully, it really is so insane that people are finally starting to really see it. More and more people are red-pilling themselves every single day. And one of my favorite is Stephen A. Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a disaster. Somebody needs to tell y'all, so I'm going to tell y'all. And I got liberals working for me who will remain nameless, working on my staff and stuff like that. But without looking at them, I'm going to plead to them to understand where I'm coming from. I want to emphasize that I'm not absolving Trump from anything. I'm not trying to paint him as some good guy who's being victimized. That's not what this is about. What this is about is the end game. and people not willing to see the forest from the trees, understanding the damage that can ultimately be caused. You want Trump gone? Beat him. Beat him.
There really is no arguing that point, man. That is exactly how this should have been approached. It's exactly how our system was designed to be approached. And it's what reasonable people demand. The problem is that ship has sailed, man. The Biden administration, at every single step of the way, they put agenda above the American people, above their needs, their wants, their desires, their polling, above everything. You know, if they had just done a little less virtue signaling, man, and just a little more governing, they could have very well ridden some of Trump-era policies right into the record books, man. They could probably be remembered as the greatest president ever if he had just not screwed stuff up on purpose, basically. I mean, they could have actually done a halfway decent job, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't protect our border. They couldn't protect our military. They couldn't protect our allies. They can't protect our finances. There is not one thing that has measurably improved or basically even just held steady the entire time. They cannot beat him, and they know it. This is the only way they hold on to their power. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.